Hey you guys, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel. It seems like you guys been really feeling the patient care tech videos that I've been making. So I'm going to do another one today, and I will be doing more EMT videos also. So watch out for that. But first, before we get started, I want to point out my hoodie. This is like the most comfortable hoodie you'll ever wear. And I'm not saying that because it's from my Motivate T line. I'm saying that because, it's true, okay? It says medicine, so it doesn't matter like what area of medicine you work in, you can rock this hoodie, okay? So if you want it, I'll put the link below so you can get yours. And thanks to those people that's already been supporting my t-shirt line. Something that I've always wanted to do, and I've finally did it, so it feels really nice that you guys been supportive. Yeah, so let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of being a patient care tech. Now, I know that when you want to get into a certain field, a lot of times you want to know the good about the field, and then, the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. And you don't always get that, because I feel like some people, they like to glamorize their career, their field, to make it look, very attractive. But, I just feel like we have to just like keep it real, especially if you're doing YouTube and you're, talking about a certain career. You have to just keep it real, because it helps other people decide if they want to even get into this career. And I think it could be helpful for people if you just like tell the truth. So today I'm going to give you my unbiased, my unbiased opinion about being a patient care tech. I'm going to tell you the good things about it and the bad things about it. And there are good and bad, just like with any other career. So yeah, I'll be completely real with you guys. So let's get started. So the really good thing about being a tech is that it's really a great entry-level position. It's a great foundation for you if you wanted to get into healthcare. You want to become a nurse, a doctor, a PA. It's really a great way to get hands-on patient care experience. And also, like, you're exposed to so much. You see a lot of cool things, and, you are around so many people, and you can learn from them. So it's definitely a great way to start your career and really, get that hands-on patient care tech experience. Okay, so another thing that I really like about being a tech is that I make a difference in people's lives. I could be doing the smallest things. I mean, as a tech, you're not doing brain surgery or anything like that, but the patients still appreciate you. Like, you have annoying patients, of course, but there are patients that really appreciate like the small things you do for them, like simply walking them to the bathroom, or helping them like take a bath or something. They like greatly appreciate it. And I mean, the other day I had a patient that like, she could not stop praising me. Like, she was just like telling me, oh, you're like one of the nicest person I've ever met. You should go on and do nursing or do something else because you're way too smart to be a tech. She was like, you can really make a difference in people's lives. And she was just like blowing my head up. Like, I was like, okay, if she keeps complimenting me, I won't be able to walk out the door. But, it just made me feel good. Like, your patients can really lift you up when you're having like a bad day. And, I also had a patient that offered to give me his social security check, So, it's the little things really like that they appreciate. So I think that's one thing I really love about being a tech, just being able to make a difference. Well, another good thing about being a tech is that it's a great way to shadow. And I don't mean like officially shadowing and following people around, but you're shadowing by just like watching. You know, you're around respiratory therapists, doctors, nurses, all these different people, and you get to see what they do, you know. And if you want to get into any of these fields, it'll give you an idea of, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this, just by watching them. So it's really like a free shadowing experience. So definitely, you know, when you're a tech, you should definitely take advantage of that. Next good thing about being a tech is that it helps you with your interpersonal skills. So just interacting with different healthcare professionals is very important. Like, you know, I can honestly say that before I started working in the hospital, I wasn't that great at it. Like, you know, as an EMT, you have to like give the nurses a report. But, you know, I wasn't as comfortable interacting with different like healthcare professionals. And now it's like second nature to me. So it definitely helps you learn how to like interact with different healthcare professionals and just get comfortable in the healthcare setting. The really, really good thing about being a tech is that you have less liability. So everything that happens when you're a tech, it falls on either the nurse or the doctor. So it's not gonna fall on you. Not to say that you won't get fired if you are negligent, but you know, for the most part, if something doesn't get done, a lot of times it falls on the nurses. So the good thing about that is that you kind of learn what not to do or learn what to do just by observation. A really good thing about being a tech is that you have opportunities to cross-train. You know, you get to learn a lot about, you know, many different things. For example, you know, as a tech, I was cross-trained as a monitor tech. So I'm able to now read EKGs, which like initially I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to learn this? You know, it seemed really hard at first, but now I'm like, I can't believe that I thought this was hard. So like going forward, like when I become a PA, I know this is definitely something that's going to be really beneficial for me. So, you know, I'm really thankful that I got that chance to learn. So that, you know, is definitely the good thing about being a tech. Well, being a tech teaches you patience. Okay, so you have to be patient with your coworkers. You have to be patient with your patients. And this skill is something that is good to learn on a small scale. You know, like you don't want to wait till you become a doctor to learn how to be patient. You know, you're gonna have like challenging times, challenging situations, and I think it's really good to learn how to deal with these situations on a smaller scale. And then when you get to that higher level, you'll be a pro at it. So when I become a PA, when I deal with like a difficult patient or coworker, it'll be like, okay, whatever, I'm used to that. So definitely is a job that will teach you patience. So now that we've talked about all the great things about being a tech, now we're gonna get into the not so great things about being a tech. Okay, and I'm not telling you these things to scare you. I'm really telling you so you'll be prepared if you haven't been in this position before. So let's get started on that. So the first con of being a tech is that you're going to be doing the bulk of the dirty work. You know, your job is to assist, and you're like at, you know, the lower level, probably the lowest level of healthcare. So, you know, you can expect to do the dirty work. You're going to have, I call us like gophers, you know, go for this, go for that, because people are going to constantly ask you, you know, to do this, do that. The patients are going to be asking you for things. Nurses are going to be asking you for things. Charge nurses, like everyone's going to be asking you for things all at the same time sometimes. And that's just the nature of being a tech. You know, you're there to assist. And, you know, it's not the most glamorous job, but that's just what it entails, you know, and that's not going to change. Not so good thing about being a tech is that it can be demeaning at times. You know, like it doesn't matter if you have a bachelor's degree. It doesn't matter if you have a background in something else. You know, when you're a tech, sometimes people like just see you as the tech, They don't see you as someone who knows other things, like someone who's smart. And this is not like everyone who feels this way, but there are patients that will talk down to you. And of course, you don't have to deal with that. I always say walk away from people like that, talk down to you. But there are also nurses that will talk down to techs. And, I just feel like you have to make people respect you. If you let people disrespect you, they're going to do that. And if you act like an idiot, of course people are going to view you as, a lower level person. So I feel like if you conduct yourself in a professional manner, you don't conduct yourself as an idiot and you command people's respect, I think, you'll get it. But sometimes it really can be like demeaning, a demeaning position. So another undesirable thing about being a tech is that you have to deal with lazy nurses. And, that I think that's like universal, because I know people that work at different hospitals and that's just like a universal thing. That's also not going to change. People are different. There are some people that work really hard. You have nurses that, love their job, have a great attitude. They'll help you out. When they see that you're drowning, they will go out their way to help you. But then there are those other nurses that see you drowning and then sink you a little bit more. So they see that you have like 15 patients, the call lights are going off, and sometimes they'll say they're passing meds, or, they'll sit down and be like on their phone and then calling you to do stuff, or they'll come out the room, a patient asks them for water or something, and then they'll be like, hey, I know you're drowning and everything, but can you go give this patient water when you get done? While they go sit down and start texting or whatever. So you do have, those people that, are really lazy. They don't do what they're supposed to do. And I really just say, I always tell people, do what you can. Focus on your work, your job. Don't kill yourself over it, and just do what you do. Like, some people become burnt out because, like when a nurse is piling stuff on them and saying, hey, do this, do this, do this, they get irritated, but then they do everything that nurse asks them to do. With me, I go at my pace, like, especially if I see that you're not helping, I'll just go at my own pace. As long as I keep myself busy and I do my job, that's all that matters. I'm not, whatever don't get done, just don't get done. So you really have to learn how to be assertive. And if you need help and you see someone sitting around, ask for help. It's not fair. So you just got to learn how to be like assertive and know when to ask for help. So I think one of my least favorite things about being a tech is cleaning poop, okay? This is just not something I like to do. Like, I don't care, if this is what I do for my job. Like, I don't have to like it, and you can't pay me to say that I like it. Initially, like when I first became a tech, that was something that I was like scared of. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to clean people and do all this, and I was like scared of doing that. But, I can't say like I'm just so comfortable where I love it. But now I'll do it for like other reasons, because I think it's wrong to just leave people laying in poop, so I would never do that. But I'll do it for the betterment of the patient. If a patient is soiled, I'll clean them up, just because that's like the human thing to do, not just because it's my job, but I feel like, that's a human thing to do. And I do believe in karma. You have to treat people how you want to be treated, because I think it'll come back on you when you don't. Because I've seen people that will try and leave their patients laying in poop and stuff, and that's just something I just won't do. Even if I don't love it, I will do it for my patients, because that can like really break their skin down, and it's just disgusting, So I don't love it, but I will do it. Just like you have lazy nurses, you do have lazy patients. And when I say lazy patients, these are usually the younger patients, the 48 years old or 30-year-old that wants you to do everything for them. When it comes to older people, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't mind doing certain things for them because, you know, they're older and they're, you know, weaker, they're more feeble. But when it comes to 48-year-olds asking me to wipe their butt, or someone asking me to like wipe them down and give them a bath, when they're completely able to do that themselves, they can walk around, and then they want to ask me to like clean them up, I get really irritated with that. You know, I think that's one of the things that frustrates me the most about the job, because, you know, people take advantage. They know that, you know, this is your job and you can possibly get in trouble if you don't do certain things. So they try and take advantage. And I mean, I told you guys that story of when I had to like clean this. The guy was like 40 something and I had to wipe his butt. Like, that really, like, that, I think that was like one of the worst days, you know, because he was like able to get up, walk, and then he was acting like he couldn't do that himself, and we all had to like cater to him, and I really, really hated that. So definitely the lazy patients are very annoying. So another undesirable part of being a tech is that you are at risk for burnouts. You know, that's like a big thing in healthcare in general, because like it's really a demanding job. You know, it's not an easy job. Like, you know, you're doing a lot of strain on your back with the pulling and turning people. You know, you constantly are like walking around the whole night answering call lights. And, you know, there's just so much that you're doing that, you know, can really burn you out. And there are people that work so many hours, so many days in a row. Like one of my coworkers, like, I really feel bad for her, but she works like 10 days in a row sometimes. And that's how you get burnt out. You know, it's a very like demanding job. Like patients demand a lot from you. Sometimes your team demands a lot from you. So, you know, I think it's very important to like take vacations, you know, take days off. I have days where I can work overtime, like I can work 5 days in a row and I'll be fine. But then the next week, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm going to take a little break, and then I could do a little bit more overtime the next week. You know, so you can't be afraid to like take breaks, because if you don't take a break, you're just going to get frustrated and irritated with people, your patients, your coworkers, and you may just fly off the handle and curse someone out and then get fired. So I think just to maintain your sanity, it's very, very important to just like take breaks. Okay, guys, so I didn't make this video to complain about being a tech and oh my gosh, we have to go through this, go through that. I don't regret being a tech. Like, I think it really was a great decision to become an EMT and become a tech, despite, you know, the cons of the job. Like, I think there's always going to be like good and bad about every job, but despite that, you have to like look at the bigger picture. Like, this is really like a great foundation for me. Before I become a PA, I've learned a lot, and even though as a tech you're like the lower level and, you know, you get peed on a lot more and you get more of the dirty work and all that stuff, you have to like really overlook that. I don't really even get irritated by those things anymore because it's small compared to what I'm getting from the experience. You know, I'm learning so much, and it's gonna make me even better when you start from the bottom. Like, literally, when you start from the bottom, you get to learn so much, and it really humbles you. You know, I want to be one of those people who start, you know, from the bottom and work my way up. And, you know, in a couple of years, I could watch these videos and look at my progress and be like, man, you know, I really like did something big with my life. So if you really want experience before you get into certain programs, like try being a tech or an EMT. I think those are two positions where you get a lot of hands-on patient care experience. And I mean, try not to like complain about every little thing, because it'll be over before you know it. Okay. So yeah, hopefully that video was helpful. You know, I try to be as real as possible. And a lot of other techs feel the same way I do, and I know that because I talk to them. And hopefully this video is helpful. If you have any questions, or if you want me to make a certain a video on a certain topic, make sure you comment below. And again, if you want this cute hoodie, the most comfortable hoodie you'll ever wear in your life, make sure you go to my website below and order yours. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.